10 huge Coronation Street spoilers for next week. Hey, Coronation Street fans, get ready for an explosive week on the cobbles. Next week, from November 25th to 29th, things are heating up, and we've got 10 huge spoilers you won't want to miss. Carla faces a terrifying ordeal after a break-in at the factory, while Nick and Toyah find themselves at risk of being exposed by none other than Leanne. And that's just the beginning. Alia makes her highly anticipated return, and Adam's trying to pick up where he left off. Trust me, you won't want to miss these jaw-dropping moments hitting your screens. But before we dive into the spoilers, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the latest updates and spoilers for Coronation Street. Let's jump in. 1. Betsy makes a deal to protect Mason. Even though Mason is trying to change, his tough brothers Maddie and Logan are set on pulling him back into trouble. After her own bad experience with Maddie and Logan, Betsy makes a deal with them to get them out of Mason's life for good. But when she tells Mason what she did, he's shocked. 2. Carla is attacked. After Carla opens up and shares her true feelings, Lisa makes it clear that she's not ready to jump into a relationship. It's a tough moment for Carla, who was hoping for a different response. Despite the emotional setback, Carla decides to get back to work, trying to push through the disappointment. But things take a dark turn when she arrives at the factory and finds it completely ransacked. The place is in chaos, and it's clear someone's been through it. Carla tries to stay calm and calls the police, hoping to get the situation under control. But before she can even make sense of what's happened, things go from bad to worse. As she's dialing, someone sneaks up behind her and strikes her in the head, knocking her out cold. It's a shocking moment that leaves Carla vulnerable, and it's unclear who's behind the attack or what their intentions are. What's supposed to be a regular workday for Carla turns into a nightmare, and she's left reeling from the betrayal and violence. 3. Lisa grows suspicious of Matty is taken in for questioning following the robbery, but Lisa is disappointed when his alibi is corroborated. Feeling smug after his interview, Matty makes a dig about Becky's death. Lisa sees red, convinced that he had something to do with it. Later, Logan and Matty notice Lisa watching them from her car and send a picture to Alya, who's representing Matty. Alya heads to the station and accuses Lisa of harassing her client. Lisa pretends that it was a coincidence, but Kit is unconvinced. 4. Roy gives Lisa some advice. After Carla's attack, Lisa keeps vigil at her hospital bedside, willing her to pull through. Later in the week, Carla is discharged from hospital, but when Roy and Ryan come to take her home, Carla admits that she hoped Lisa would accompany them. Roy decides to play matchmaker and urges Lisa to talk things through with Carla, as it's clear that they both have feelings for each other. 5. Nick and Toyah plan to break the news to Sam. Nick and Toyah decide it's time to come clean about their relationship to their family. Nick invites Toyah to join him and Sam for tea, so that Sam will get used to seeing them together before they make it official. With Sam under the impression that Nick and Toyah's relationship is in the past, how will he react? 6. Leanne gets closer to the truth. Nick brings up the idea to Toyah that they should come clean to Leanne about everything, and then head off on a holiday to give Leanne some time to process what they've told her. He thinks it might be easier if they give her some space away from the situation, but Toyah isn't so sure, and she suggests they hold off until after Oliver's memorial and Rowan's trial, feeling that those events are too important to rush things with Leanne right now. It's a tough decision for both of them, balancing what feels right and what might be the best way to handle the truth. Meanwhile, Toyah has a touching moment when Leanne gives her a rose bush, suggesting they plant it next to Oliver's tree as a way to honor Rose. It's a sweet gesture that means a lot to Toyah, but it also shows how much Leanne is still holding on to the past. Things start to get tense when Leanne spots a holiday booking on Nick's laptop, and suddenly she's filled with questions. The tension builds as Leanne's curiosity grows, and it becomes clear that Nick and Toyah can't keep things hidden for much longer. 7. Leanne and Toyah get bad news. Nick brings up the idea to Toyah that they should come clean to Leanne about everything, and then head off on a holiday to give Leanne some time to process what they've told her. He thinks it might be easier if they give her some space away from the situation, but Toyah isn't so sure, and she suggests they hold off until after Oliver's memorial and Rowan's trial, feeling that those events are too important to rush things with Leanne right now. It's a tough decision for both of them, balancing what feels right and what might be the best way to handle the truth. Meanwhile, Toyah has a touching moment when Leanne gives her a rose bush, suggesting they plant it next to Oliver's tree as a way to honor Rose. It's a sweet gesture that means a lot to Toyah, but it also shows how much Leanne is still holding on to the past. Things start to get tense when Leanne spots a holiday booking on Nick's laptop, and suddenly she's filled with questions. The tension builds as Leanne's curiosity grows and it becomes clear that Nick and Toyah can't keep things hidden for much longer. 8. Alya returns. Alya is back on the street, and Yasmin couldn't be prouder of her. She's landed a great new job, shadowing a criminal solicitor, and it seems like things are looking up for her. But Alya doesn't waste any time getting involved in the drama when she starts representing Mason's brother in the underworld break-in case. It's clear that she's diving right back into the thick of things, and it looks like her legal career is about to take off. But she's also jumping into some pretty messy situations. On the personal side, Adam has been thinking about Alya a lot. He admits that he's missed her, and even suggests they have dinner together to catch up. When Alya left before, she made it clear that she wasn't interested in anything romantic with Adam, but now that she's back, things might have changed. Will she reconsider her feelings for Adam? It's a lot to think about, and with everything happening on the street, her heart might be in for a bit of a roller coaster ride. 9. Shona visits Clayton. Shona and David's relationship hits a rough patch when Shona admits that she feels the need to visit Clayton, her son, who is still behind bars. She's been struggling with this for a while, wanting to make peace or at least talk things through with him, but David just doesn't get it. He can't understand why she'd want to reach out to someone who's hurt their family so much, and his unsympathetic response only makes things worse. The tension between them builds as Shona tries to explain how important it is for her to see Clayton, but David just isn't on the same page. Eventually, Shona has had enough of the back and forth and makes it clear to David that she's going to see her son, no matter what. She's made up her mind and nothing's going to stop her. So, with a heavy heart and a firm resolve, Shona heads to the hospital, determined to finally face Clayton and have the conversation she's been putting off for so long. Whether David supports her or not, she's doing this for herself and her son, hoping to find some sort of closure or understanding in the end. 10. Chesney continues to struggle. Chesney gets frustrated when a van driver takes his parking spot at Freshco's, and in a moment of anger, he decides to block the van in, thinking it'll teach the guy a lesson. But things don't go as planned for Chesney. When he goes to check on his car, he's horrified to find that it's been damaged, leaving him feeling pretty defeated. To make matters worse, the same van driver comes speeding past him, knocking him over and adding insult to injury. Chesney's frustration only grows as it feels like everything's going wrong in the worst possible way. As if the day wasn't bad enough, the gossip starts to spread about Les, and Chesney tries to brush it off when Bernie asks, pretending they weren't that close. But it's clear that Chesney's been shaken by everything going on. He might be putting on a brave face, but it's obvious that recent events, between his car being messed up and the news about Les, are really starting to wear him down. Chesney's tough exterior is cracking, and it's becoming harder for him to hide just how much it's all affecting him. And there you have it, 10 huge spoilers coming your way next week on Coronation Street. It's shaping up to be an intense few days, with drama unfolding in every corner of Weatherfield. From Carla's shocking attack to the secrets Nick and Toyah are trying to keep hidden, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. Plus, with Alya's return and Shona's emotional journey, there's plenty of heart and suspense to look forward to. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on the latest updates and spoilers. We'll be here with more of the drama, so stay tuned and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're the first to know what's coming up on the cobbles. Catch you in the next video.